Filling out your summary of accomplishments. How to begin. If you received an email notification with a deadline for completing your SOA, the link in the email will display this page after you have logged in. You can enter the EPAR at any time prior to receiving your notification as long as your supervisor has set you up in the system. In addition to using the link in the email notification, you can also access the EPAR application directly off the HR homepage. Select the link that says Enter the EPAR system to begin your SOA for the current year. On the EPAR management screen, select View SOA Appraisal to open the SOA screens. If no SOA appraisal is available for the current year, you should contact your direct supervisor and make sure they have set you up properly in the system. When you enter the EPAR application for the first time, you should see the SOA page. Your view will automatically default to Part 1 Last Year's Performance. On the Part 1 Last Year's Performance tab, you will need to add any job functions, goals, or achievements you have completed. If you are entering a job function, goal, or achievement, the form is set up to enter one item at a time. We recommend you start copying goals set with your supervisor the previous year. For this item, I chose a goal, I entered the text, I chose my demonstrated competencies, and I entered some supporting comments. Next, I click Save. My goal is then added to the bottom of my list. Click Add New to add a new goal, job function, or achievement, and continue the process. Click Copy Last Year's Goals button to copy goals from last year's appraisal if you have one on file. The newly added entries will display in the grid below. To edit these entries, click View or Edit. Notice the column labeled Copied. The yes in this column indicates that these items have not changed since copying occurred. When you save an entry which you have edited, the copied column will display no for that entry. You will need to update or edit each goal with comments on your performance over the past year before you can move on to Part 2. How to add future goals to your SOA. The Future Goals section of your SOA is accessible by selecting the Part 2 Future Goals tab. Here you have the opportunity to suggest future goals to your supervisor for the coming appraisal period. Your supervisor can later choose to copy these goals and include them in the EPAR for discussion with you. The buttons on this page work the same way as they did in Part 1 of your SOA. Enter a future goal, then enter your action steps. Click Save when you're done. Make sure that you save all your entries using the Save button. Once you save your goal, your item will be added to the bottom of your list. Then click Add New to start a new future goal. Now that Part 1 and Part 2 have been completed, you can preview the entire document. This will generate a PDF preview of your SOA with all of your entered items in another window. You can review, save, and print this document. This tab is available at all routing stages of the EPAR process for any user. After you have previewed your SOA, you should submit it to your supervisor on or before the deadline in the electronic notification. To submit your SOA, select the Submit to Supervisor tab. Once you have submitted the SOA, it is considered final and you will no longer be able to edit the document. If you would like to share a draft of your SOA before submitting it, you will need to do this outside the EPAR system by providing a hard copy to your supervisor to review. You will be prompted to confirm this choice. Select OK to confirm.